Good morning again, dear students. Before we start with this session today, I want to apologize for you for not being able to attend today because of some health issues. It prevents me from waking up sometimes. I have some stress because of some social stuff. So I want to apologize for not being able to attend or for not being notifying you for not being coming today. So I want to apologize, and I hope that I will make up for you for the before the test or for the upcoming test, even with uploading videos for you. So I will try to make up for any time that was lost with you. Um, Today we're gonna talk about speaking test part two, and I'm gonna add some examples about ideas answer on how to answering this certain topic. So it's gonna be about part two model, and the topic is gonna be about films. Remember that when you're dealing with part two, that you have it's gonna include two topics, and each of these two topics, it's gonna be two topics out of 10 possible topics, and each topic is gonna include 5 questions to be answered, and you have a time window or time frame of 40 seconds to answer as a maximum to answer each of these questions. You don't have to make it up to 40, but you try to make it close to something around 30 seconds or more. Also, remember that you start speaking after you hear the beep sound, not before that. So let's get started. Question number one. What do you watch most often on television and why? You can answer something like this. You say, I prefer watching news and football programs on TV most often. It interests me to know what's going on in the world by watching news. And football is a passion since I was a kid. It brings me much pleasure to watch it, especially if there is a global event taking place like World Cup. Other TV programs don't interest me much, and even if I have the time to watch more frequently, internet is more suitable for me with all that flexibility it provides to schedule when to watch my preferred shows. So this is how to answer such a question. Another possible question related to part 2 and Phelps topics, it could be, should advertisement would be allowed on television? Why or why not? This is an example of an answer should be given. You can say, I think that advertisements are okay to be part of the television system since they provide useful information for me about available products like food or some services. Although some television channels exaggerate the use of advertising during the commercial break television programs, and I think it's a good idea to moderate or control how much advertisement should be allowed or put while we watch our preferred television programs. Another question, it could be possible for such a topic or part 2. What are the benefits of watching a film on TV compared to going to the cinema? You can say something like, well, watching a film while sitting at home on my favorite TV channels is more convenient for me because I like to relax while watching my preferred films alone or with my family rather than going to the cinema, as it would be very noisy no matter how they try to provide a decent service at the theater. Also, I can organize time when to watch a film better than going to the cinema, which has specific dates to offer films, which contradict with my busy work routine. Question number 4. It could ask you something like, do you think that television news is reliable? Explain your answer. You could answer with something like this. We are living in a world where information heard or told could be easily misinterpreted. I think it's very hard to say that there are reliable channels that deliver information to people because there will be always that financial aspect that run these channels, no matter how they talk about ethics or morals. When I watch news, I think carefully about these news before I start believing them or get convinced by them. The last model question for this part related to films topic, it could ask you something like, should television be educational and why? You could answer with something like this. You can say, with all these programs offered on television channels, I think that governments should control what is provided on them. Part of this control should focus on the idea of making TV programs more educational, especially for the children. Some cartoon programs, for example, don't offer any education at all. At the opposite of that, they encourage children to stop thinking or developing their character. These programs provide even a silly sarcastic taste, which will lead to having a generation with characteristics of psychological problems. I hope that you find this video useful, and I hope to see you in other videos. Apologies again for not attending today, and I hope to see you on next Tuesday. Take care, guys.